so these are the camera angles. This is the broadcast view. So this would be what it looks like if it's left to right. It looks pretty good. You can still see like a lot more of the ice than you probably could in a real broadcast. It won't let me skip through this, but yeah, this is kind of what it looks like. I think it looks pretty good. It does do like a little bit of zooming in and zooming out for things like face-offs. So it's pretty dynamic looking. Like it comes in and goes out. I think you can turn the zoom off too if you wanted, but I think it does a pretty good job of still keeping track of things. But I'll show you what some of the other ones look like. True broadcast. This is, I believe, just a similar mode, but probably meant to be like more the exact same angle of broadcast television. Oh god, I have to watch all the replays. I should just take control on one of these teams so that it doesn't do that. Yeah, so it's angled to the side, so it doesn't move down the rink with everybody. I don't know. This one maybe not as good because it does it offers the obstructions that you get with a real broadcast. It's okay, but I don't know. It doesn't let you see the play set up, I don't think, as nicely. They could just play for a little while without stopping. Let's see what it looks like.
Big play inside the defensive zone.
Yeah, it's a little lower on as well, so you can't see the puck when they're close to the boards as much. So it is like true broadcast versus the other one. It'll be easier if we get the video. I was trying to like look at them, but there's so much time lost in between these two when I'm changing them. It's hard to like remember what the two look like, so it'll be easier if I upload the video. You can like jump between them really quickly. This is dynamic low. There's a little medium and high. It's good for like going north-south. Like it feels good. It doesn't feel good to play with it zoomed in like this. The high is just really zoomed out, so you can see a lot more of the ice. This is like, it's kind of similar to like the power play view you might get. Oh, we got a fight here. It's similar to like the power play view that they sometimes show at like World Juniors and stuff, where the camera's above the back of the net. It's okay. This is kind of my preferred if we're going north-south instead of east-west. It looks better this way, I think. There's no way Gio wins this, right?
Well, listen to this place. They expected it and they got it.
R.I.P. Gio. Yikes. I want to get it back here for a second. So this is one of the downfalls of not controlling anybody. I can't skip through any of these. So when we do upload and sim, when stuff like this happens, it'll make the games a lot longer because we won't be able to just power through. I mean, it's fun to look at it too, I guess, but. So we'll see here. Yeah, so it's zoomed in, like you can't see the other half of the ice. You won't be able to know where a lot of the players are, how things are setting up. It's a little better to watch in terms of you can see the players a little clearer, depending on like the quality of the stream or the quality of the internet connection you're streaming on. So I think it's good for that, but it's definitely not as like good of a viewer experience to see how the whole play sets up. I'll show you high really quickly just as a comparison. You can see more how the play sets up, but it's probably just not going to be quite as clear if you're watching on a smaller TV, or if you're far away from your TV. It might be tough to like read the names and stuff like that. It's still relatively. This is what I play with when I play the game itself. So it's dynamic in that it kind of shifts from side to side. It's not static left to right, but it's still pretty high off, so you can still see most of the stretch passes if you're going to make them and things like that. So this is kind of how this one looks, and it like, you know, it does a pretty good job, I think. It favors whatever direction the puck is going. Oh no. So if the puck's moving up, you'll see more of the empty screen up, and if the puck's moving down, you'll see more of the empty screen down, just in case the play develops that way. A little faster. Zone is just like it's similar north-south, except it favors showing the entire offensive zone or the entire neutral zone or the entire defensive zone. It doesn't really look that good. It kind of bounces around too much. Action camera, I don't really remember. I think it's like super zoomed in, and probably not great for this. Good for maybe shootouts and things like that, but everything else I don't think so.
Calgary's won the draw. Fires it
Yeah.
on net, and
This one
with the save.
wouldn't be bad
And
for
another stop.
when you're in the north
Slides
zone,
the
but
puck
when
to
you're in the
Granlund.
like this doesn't look good
Calgary's
at all.
got control of it now from their own end. Dumps
Man,
it
can you
in.
imagine what it'd be like playing like this?
Edmonton's got the puck behind the net. Moves the puck.
Yeah,
Quick
it's
pass
all right to
Granlund.
watch, but it's
And a
just kind of,
smart heads-up read to come up
you don't
with
see
puck.
the lanes, like the
Moves
passing
it
lanes or
forward.
anything. You just see
Slides the puck near the front of the net.
the end result. Nope, instant replay, no thanks. Oh, what else we got here? Oh. Ice camera is not too bad. It's a little less, I think, than action.
Now it's grabbed by Shea. Takes the feed.
It's
Here's
kind of
a
like your
chance.
dynamic high and low, except it doesn't tilt to the left and right as much. It's probably like a mid-zoom. Let's see again here. Yeah, so it zooms in a little more. It doesn't show the whole ice as much.
Haas has won the draw. Puck
So it'll
grabbed
show
by
like
Green.
3/4 of the ice surface at any given time, really. And a little more zoomed in, top bottom. Let's see if I can move it up the ice here for a sec so you can see what it looks like in transition.
Now a quick pass to Reeder. Great defensive stick
Yeah,
work on the
it's okay.
play. Into
I think the
middle.
dynamic one looks a little better if we're going to north-south. Classic and overhead, I believe, are pretty close to the same.
The neutral zone.
So very, like,
Forces a huge
right on top of the
turnover here
play.
with the steal.
Lets you see the lanes a lot more, but doesn't look as cinematic. And it's actually quite far away. Like, if you were to watch this on a TV, it would be hard to, at a glance, know who's on the ice and identify players by their numbers and stuff like that. Because it is a lot smaller, so it's not as good of a viewer experience. It's good if you're playing the game and you really don't care who you're passing to. You're just looking for the best pass and best lane. You can see them a lot better. But it's probably, I wouldn't recommend for viewing. I'll show classic here quickly.
Puck is dropped and he wins the draw here in the defensive zone.
So yeah, classic zooms out to this. So it's a little
Monahan's carrying it ahead.
more zoomed in. You can see a lot here,
Calgary's
and
got
the
puck
camera
in the
angle is
corner.
really stable. It doesn't tilt side to side. It just kind of shifts side to side a tiny bit.
Good heads-up play in the defensive
Really easy to
zone.
play on this one. But
Jones
yeah,
plays
much more
the
of a
puck.
video game look than the broadcast version. So I do think this broadcast version is maybe the best from like a viewership perspective.
And that one's broken up by a great defensive play. Puck picked up by forward.
It slides with
Into
the
offensive
action,
end now.
which I think is nice,
Shuts him down.
rather than tilting.
Tries to feed it over to Athanasiou. Unable to reach that one.
It's either this, if we're going side to side, I think it's this one, and if it's going up to down, I would probably think like a
Takes it from the right side.
dynamic
Moves right to the middle.
view is probably better.
There's going to be a regret in this one. That might
It's a
be
little
it.
more
Yeah, that play is
cinematic
right
without
there
being
to be
too
had.
zoomed
They
in.
just missed the pass. The scoring chance goes away.
But yeah, this would feel more like
The Zeros are on the board after
more like a
20
real
minutes of
hockey
play.
game, but without the tilt. So I don't know. I kind of prefer without the tilts, but I'm open to anything. I think it'll look good regardless.
Two more periods still to come.
Yeah, we can continue to discuss as everything else gets figured out.
EA Sports.